So this is Crime and Poverty in Black and White by Ethan Butler. So a little summary of the book Black and White. It was written by Paul Volponi, originally published in 2005. Our two characters, two friends, Marcus, a black high schooler, and Eddie, who is a white high schooler. And the two boys are about to get a scholarship for their basketball background. They're both very good at basketball. The two friends start to do stick-ups to steal other people's monies. And Eddie accidentally shoots a man in the face by accident with his grandfather's gun, which he took from his house. Marcus is charged for this violent crime when it is later revealed, and Eddie feels guilty for having Marcus take the blame. Now, Marcus is not really taking the blame, he's just getting blamed for it. And he really doesn't want to be in this situation, obviously, and he didn't willingly help Eddie. And Marcus is forced to go to prison and gets kicked off of the basketball team, and basketball is what he really loves. And it's eventually revealed later that Eddie participated in this crime. His family found out about it and everything, and he's not charged. And his dad said the state would drop his charges, as said on page 174. Marcus goes to jail because of racial injustice, and Eddie is faced with the truth that it's his fault that he is in this situation. And they have a final game together at the end of the book, final game of basketball to symbolize their final moments together. Now, my research topic was crime and poverty, and I read the article, The Growing Racial Disparity in Prison Time, written by Weihua, I hope I'm saying that right, published in 2019. So a quick summary of this: the racial imbalance between white and black people sent to state prisons has been declining recently. It was reported in 2016. When it comes to more serious crimes, black people are typically serving more time or extended time, and the increase of black people serving prison time is probably associated with the movement away from hostile prosecution of smaller scale crimes. Executives believe that longer or lengthy prison sentences not only do not seem to be working, but they're just not associated with what is conserving the immoral racial imbalance in the system. In order to not look like you're soft on crime, as said in the article, prosecutors who refuse to prosecute minor offenses and quality of life cases may double down on violent and serious drug crimes. Prosecutors strongly rely on one's previous history in crime when they are deciding what to charge and what sentence to recommend. Now, how do these two things relate? As said before, in 2016, it was reported that black people have been sentenced to state prison 5 times more than the rate of white people, down from 8 times in the year 2000. Now, this is a little side note. The book actually, it's not really clear when this is really taking place, but it says at the beginning of the book that they went to go see the movie The Count of Monte Cristo in theaters, and that movie was released in 2002. So this should be around 2002, 2003 when this story is happening. So between 2000 and 2016, the rate is still pretty high. So looking in the book, Rose discovers Eddie's crime and gets mad at him, but he's still not taken by the police like Marcus was. His dad said the states would drop the charges, said again in page 174, and Marcus didn't have a choice whether or not he could go. He had no way of getting bailed out. Eddie was walking on the bridge where he hid the gun, and he panicked, and Rose and Marcus's relationship was practically cut off. These last 2 bullet points are just showing like the characters and how this situation affects them. And so the way these two connect is that it gives a factual look at why these events of injustice happened the way they did in the story. It has proof that these fictional events in this story do indeed happen in real life. So this is just telling a story of two characters. It's just giving an example, a fictional example of racial injustice. And the article proves with statistics that these events do happen in real life. So the story develops the characters and the research develops the facts. So that's how those two correlate with each other. And that is the end of the slideshow.